Good morning, hope you're doing really well. Today I am on the Hampshire coast and it is simply stunning this morning. Blue, just a sea of blue, literally. How pretty is that? But ironically, or not ironically, what we need to see is actually behind me, and it's a beautiful ruined abbey which you probably are already aware of. So before I get sidetracked by this beautiful sort of coast here, let's go and explore the abbey. Come on, enjoy your history lesson. Located just shy of Southampton in Hampshire lies a truly beautiful ruin with an incredible history, that of Netley Abbey. It was Peter de Roche, who was a powerful bishop of Winchester, who founded the abbey in 1238. The abbey didn't have the most positive starts when de Roche died later that year before construction began. Work would continue without him, and 1 year later a colony of monks arrived from nearby Beaulieu Abbey, with King Henry III later becoming the patron of the monastery. Monastic life at Netley Abbey came to an abrupt end in 1536 when Henry VIII suppressed the lesser monasteries. This heralded a new phase for the abbey. However, when it was granted to Sir William Paley, a reward for his loyal service to the king, who was the Lord Treasurer and subsequent Marquess of Winchester, it was then that Sir William started the process of turning the abbey into his private mansion, fit for a nobleman of his standing. Reusing many of the abbey's buildings, he created a fashionable Tudor courtyard house. The mansion would be occupied until 1704 when the owner, Sir Berkeley Lucy, sold it for building materials. The abbey was only saved when a demolition worker was killed, causing work to cease. As time and nature started to reclaim what was left of the mansion, it would see a new life as a romantic ruin, attracting the attention of famous artists, dramatists and poets, becoming a popular tourist attraction. Interestingly, in the late 1800s, the owners decided to remove many of the Tudor additions to the building to create a more medieval feel to the site, resulting in the loss of much evidence of the abbey's post-dissolution story. The site is now run by English Heritage and is a remarkable ruin and well worth the visit should you be in the area. Hello everybody, welcome back. Welcome to Netley Abbey. Oh, it's a glorious day today. Absolutely beautiful. And the ruin itself is just remarkable really. And I've got it all to myself. Which I love. All mine. So it's really well signposted. Obviously it's English Heritage, which you sort of found out on your history lesson. And there's the church behind, which you can sort of see in the distance, and it is gorgeous. Look at this. I don't think with a video today, whatever I do today is not going to do this any justice as we're walking through to the cloisters. Look at this. Ho 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 ho. Very cool. This is what amazes me, like who can say ruins are boring? Especially with these types of stories that they tell. Absolutely fascinating. Like I said, I really don't think a video like this is going to do this justice. So hopefully you'll let me off. Wow. Every side of this is just a photo, isn't it? It's a picture postcard, really. Look at this. So I think the church is behind, or the ruined church. But I think we're in the cloister. I want to make absolutely sure on that. There is a notice board here, which I always sort of think, thank God for notice boards sometimes. There you go, from Abbey to Mansion House. Don't want to show you too much of this because obviously you've really had a history lesson, so you know. It says as you explore the Abbey, look out for these brick remnants of Sir William's mansion. Look at this. The lavia. These arched recesses once held basins where monks washed their hands before going into the refectory for meals. Look at those. So obviously, I say obviously, you don't know really. On my channel I've explored many ruins, a few abbeys as well along the way, and this one was definitely on my list to do. Like I said, we're by the coast in Hampshire and it's an absolutely gorgeous day today. I'm really happy I picked this one because I was a bit worried on the way down. The weather looked a bit ominous and I was thinking, oh no. But I think we're going to be alright for this. But I don't even know where to go. So it's for choice. Look at that. Obviously the seagulls reminding us that we're by the coast. The chapter house, readings and rules. Says the windows lighting the church. Roof line of the original monks' dormitories. Joist holes for inserted ceiling, like I said, with those square round hole pegs we've seen. Look at this. Obviously there's loads of no climbing signs and there's bits that are fenced off as well, so obviously it's been battered by the weather, and obviously you can imagine being by the coast, it's going to get more of a hammering than most places, you'd like to think. Wow. Little notches and carved out letters in there, and they look quite old actually. I'm not sure if you can pick them up, can't really see the words, but they look very old. Wow, they're all over this pillar. Some of them might be new. I just look at the calligraphy, looks a little bit older. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically work my way round, I think is the best bet, because I've sort of mentioned that in previous explores, the way that I prefer doing it, because I'm filming it, it doesn't really matter if I was exploring it, but I normally start from the back and work my way forward, but on this instance I think we're just going to work our way around. So do the perimeter and sort of flirt in between. Because I guarantee I'm going to miss bits. I guarantee you. I think it's just a thing that I'm just going to have to accept, that sometimes with size, you're fully aware that you're going to miss bits. Because I mean, it is huge here. There's no question. I mean, look at that. If you were to do a photo shoot, I think you could pretty much do a photo shoot every angle here and it would look absolutely beautiful. You can see obviously the fenced off sections as well. I think that's just through damage really, not through people. I'm assuming they're going to do some restoration at some point. Obviously it's not the season at the moment. We've as of recording this, it's springtime. Spring has thoroughly hit us. The daffodils and everything have sprung through. Yeah, and exactly as I said, the church behind the cloister, and look at this. Closed for your safety apparently, but still beautiful. Look, I'm going to raise you up. Look at that. As I mentioned before, there are many beautiful ruins and I will never get bored of exploring them. I'll never get bored of documenting them really, for this channel especially, because it's just this symbology of what it was. And yeah, so we're walking around the perimeter now, obviously around the church. Look at that arch. I'm so nervous about recording this one today because I just really worry that I don't think I'm just, well, no, I'm just going to accept I'm not going to do this place justice. So if you really like the video, I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm very humbled by that. But sometimes, like I said, it's quite overwhelming. I really don't want to rush this. I mean, why should you when it looks this beautiful? Here's another one. The romance of Netley, indeed. Very romantic. There's our John Chessel Buckler. What a name. Romantic paintings. Overgrown and deserted, the abbey was not forgotten. In the 18th century, many romantic writers, artists and poets in search of the romantic and the picturesque were attracted to the atmospheric ruins. Well, you can understand why, can't you? Even with the fenced off sections. Do you know what? Okay, on first impression, now I haven't done a video of this place, but I have visited it. My first impression of this place when I was sort of walking around, taking some photos and all this sort of stuff, it reminds me of Glastonbury Abbey. If you wanted a comparison for the moment, obviously that's only through ones that I've visited. I've not recorded Glastonbury Abbey, but I have visited it. And it got that similar vibe. It's very spiritual here. The sound of the seagulls and the occasional cars going by on the main road. Like I said, thank God it's early today. It's just opened up, so it's just gone 10 o'clock, which, if as of recording this, will be the time that it normally opens, which is great because I've got it all to myself. Like I said, I took some photos and everything beforehand. But actually to stand here and take my time now and record this is incredible. So that's where we walk through our cloister. Beautiful. So I just wanted to take you to the far end of where we came through, but just to see this. As the sun comes down and it lights those sandy colours. Wow. I'm going to try not to say wow too many times, everybody. I keep saying it under my breath. It's sort of one of these things that I'm doing. You just got to say to yourself, like, let's be honest, right? Let's put this down there. There is parking here, and this is free. What more do you want? And you're right by the Hampshire coast, which you saw at the beginning. I mean, for just sheer use of ease, this has to be one of the best places. You know, you don't have to pay. Good old English heritage. And you've got a beautiful walk around the coast afterwards if you wanted to. I mean, does it get any better than that? Does it really? So we came through that one at the far, well, to us it's the far right here, coming through instead of the central one. I think we might visit that on the way back as well. But we're going to weave into these sections now. And obviously I'm taking you with me. Sacristy and bookstore. Space was originally separated into 2 rooms by a partition. At this end was the sacristy. I want to say that right, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Where clothing and precious objects for the church services were stored. The other end was used to store books for the monks to study. All of a sudden you walk through here and the atmosphere just changes. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it's just, it's totally different. We're very used to seeing these arches on a few of my videos. These vaulted arches. And obviously we were just in there. Not necessarily sure I should be saying the word obviously sometimes, because that's just, you might not have realised. I mean, again, every angle of this, looking through there for example, picture postcards. It's amazing. You've got to assume that people have been carving their names and everything into these for generations. I literally am the only person here. I feel really spoilt, if I'm being honest. Almost feels like a permission visit. I'm like, this is all yours today. So you can see where the pillars would have been. Huge. Some steps. Very narrow, as you can imagine. Interestingly enough, there's a bit of graffiti that says 2000 on that, and then there's another bit that says 1804. Not sure you can see that. 2000. Finger of Doom is there. Right, okay, we're not going to walk around that way. We are going to go instead through the keyhole. Only some of you would remember that reference, everybody. The original Through the Keyhole, by the way. Lloyd Grossman. Did I think this morning I would come to Netley Abbey and start talking about Lloyd Grossman? No is the answer. The moment you come out here, it's glorious sunshine, the church over there, you can see the outline of it. Look at this. I genuinely feel like just spoilt today. Just feel like the journey down was quite smooth for me today. I just needed it today. I just needed this. It's been so worth it. Hopefully you're enjoying it as well. Impressive. Just absolutely impressive. I think this goes to prove the point of stone tape theory. In a place like this, In theory, it's meant to be a calming, tranquil place of self-reflection, prayer, spirituality. And you really feel it around here. There's nothing negative in my vibe about this. It might be because it's a beautiful day as well. It obviously helps. The fact that probably for me as well, I really needed this today for me. You know, nothing too taxing. Straightforward. There's a well. Won't be able to see that from here, I don't think, really. No climbing on that. Just in case, everyone. Just in case you want to get absolutely soaked. See, now I'm coming through here. You get your Waverley Abbey vibes now from Surrey, the neighbouring county. So we've sort of gone from a feeling of Glastonbury Abbey to now Waverley Abbey. I think most of you would know that if you've been to Waverley. I mean, all abbeys were, you know, they've all got a similar sort of design, so let's not sort of kid ourselves, but I'm just trying to give you reference if you've been to either and you've never been to this one, you know. So you go, the Abbot's Lodge, here we are. This building provided accommodation for the abbot, the leader of the monastery. He had his own hall for entertaining guests, a private chapel and his own latrine, which is a toilet for all of you, just in case you didn't know. And again, Dartmouth, or Dartmouth actually. So it's just covered in these sort of like little bits of people carving their names in. So nice. Really is. Just noticed a couple of cars parking up, and we're near the end of our journey, so I think it's been a perfect one for us today. Haven't seen a soul. This is just lovely. You can see the 2 floors. Oh, this is really spoilt today. What other abbeys have I checked out? I was trying to think. Bayham Abbey, Lesness, Glastonbury. That's the only one that hasn't actually been filmed. Waverley Abbey we've explored. Trying to think, are there any others? Maybe not for the channel. Oh, Netley, you've treated me today. I think we just need to go down here. This is our final section. Ooh, Chimley. Look at that. Wow. You can see our pillars again. Exactly at the specification of where the arches would have been, so we assume that there would have been our arch and then our pillar coming through, as we would have seen in those types of vaults. I was going to say is there a dead end, but it's not, is it? Don't worry everyone, I won't blind you with the sun coming through, although that is it's glorious to see it. Look at that for a view. Assuming there's another level down there, because you can see, you'd not be able to see that, but yeah. And there we have it everyone. That was Netley Abbey. Really hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, and like I said, I'm sorry if I didn't do it justice, but then that's just going to give you lot an excuse to come down here and explore it for yourselves, and if you haven't, hopefully this video's done a fairly good job of doing it. Oh, so nice. In the immortal words of Phoenix history, never read the words, because history matters rung truer in a place like this. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, enjoy some more ruinous videos that are on my channel. Feel free to type those in. I've done plenty by now, and there will be plenty more to come. They are just a interesting bit of history. I'll walk you around here just before I say my fond farewells, just so we can say we've pretty much covered most of it, for fear that we could regret missing out. See, I thought this bit was fenced off, we might be able to get in quickly. No, don't think so. Look inside of that though. I did say there's a chance I might miss some bits. Look, there's our stream. Can you hear that? Wow. Okay, now I can say, because history matters, thank you so much for coming along with me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Much love to all of you out there. Stay safe, and I will see y'all very soon. Ready? It's just brilliant, isn't it? Kapow.